Hello? Look at me subverting your expectations. Right, so this is a bit weird. Turns out I actually quite enjoyed doing the best songs video last year, and I still apparently have that like creative itch I need to scratch. I think it's back here. There we go. Oh, lovely. Oh, this? Yeah, this is same flat, just different room. But never mind, we don't need to get into that. Right, shall we just get into it? This is the. Why is it top 5, you ask? Well, two reasons. Firstly, the last video took forever to script, film, and then edit. So why not literally half the production time and just make it 5? Although who knows when I'll get around to editing this. And secondly, it costs a lot of money to go to the cinema, so this was cheaper. So firstly, some ground rules. Unlike the top 10 songs list, all the films in this list have actually come out in 2022. Shocker, I know. Although a few oldies may show up in the honourable mentions list, but we can obviously get into that later. Secondly, this is just a bit of fun. I'm not Mark Kermode, I'm not Roger Ebert, or even like a Jeremy Jahns. I'm just a guy who likes movies and films and stuff. If you don't like it, that's fine. Right, so without further ado, hear me out. Jackass is a franchise that defined the noughties and then had an amazing send-off in the 2010s with Jackass 3D, which I watched on DVD with my brother multiple times. Then a few years ago, it turns out they were making a fourth one, and like many others, I thought, will this actually work? But I have to say, going to see Jackass Forever was the most unique cinema experience in my entire life. It turns out watching a bunch of men nearing 50 put themselves through hell for the entertainment of me and 100 others in a screening was one of the funniest things I have ever experienced. The wildest thing about this movie is it actually has one of the most heartwarming endings of anything I've seen. Everyone in the screening I went to go and see it with had to process seeing Deja Aaron's balls get crushed by a pogo stick, whilst also dealing with the emotional whiplash of a tribute to the late great Ryan Dunn at the end. Jackass Forever somehow gets the number 5 spot. Top Gun Maverick. What a picture. This is how you make a legacy sequel. Calling this a movie doesn't feel right, this is a film. 36 years in the making, and not only did it somehow not disappoint, but completely, wholeheartedly surpass the original in basically every single way. I'm still a little bit convinced, though, that they actually made this just so they could change the spelling mistake they made with the opening titles of the original movie. Tom Cruise has once again shown that the age of the movie star has not died, and we don't have to rely on the endless churn of Marvel movies, which I will say, as an avid fan of Marvel, has an absolute flop of a year in 2022. How was She-Hulk the best thing they made last year? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I had the pleasure of going to see Top Gun Maverick around 24 hours after watching the original for the first time with my good friend Ben. Hi Ben, I know you're watching. Hope you're well. And we were joking around to see if it would be as cheesy as the original Top Gun, but oh my god, we were not ready for the cinema that we were about to witness. With a tight story that maybe only has one unnecessary romantic subplot, the film knows exactly what it has to do and absolutely nails it. The cinematography is also exquisite and well worth watching the making of documentary on YouTube. Tom Cruise, thank you for showing everyone that cinemas aren't dead. You claim the number 4 spot. Enter Benoit Blanc. I'm not gonna subject you to that anymore. My god, how fun was Knives Out? No, oh my god, it's Glass Onion. Ah! My god, how fun was Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery? Rian Johnson has once again shown that murder mysteries have not lost their edge. 2019 saw the surprise hit of Knives Out, starring an absolutely stacked cast with Daniel Craig at the helm, and the much anticipated sequel does not disappoint. With Glass Onion, they could have recycled the same cast or had a very similar murder mystery set in the autumn somewhere in North America, but Rian Johnson decided to follow in the footsteps of Agatha Christie and take Benoit Blanc and put him in a completely new setting with completely different stakes. This is able to give the film a wildly different feel to Knives Out, with the former tackling old money and classism. Glass Onion tackles new money and the world's obsession with tech billionaires. Craig is once again absolutely incredible in the role of Benoit Blanc, really fleshing out the character this time, but much like with Knives Out and Ana de Armas, Glass Onion's true star is Janelle Monáe as Andy. I don't want to say any more about the film for risk of spoilers in case you haven't seen it, but even if you have, please go and watch it again. I guarantee it's even better on a second or even third watch. Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery takes the number 3 spot. In my top 10 songs list, people said they kind of got lost throughout, which is why I'm doing these spots, but damn, we're on number 2 already. Let's see what it is. Given that my number 5 through 3 picks were all large ensemble casts, it's only fitting that my number 2 pick is a small, quiet and personal period piece about 2 best friends living on the Aran Islands off the coast of Ireland. Yep, that makes sense, right? The Banshees of Inisherin is the spiritual successor to In Bruges, bringing Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell back together after all these years to tell a darkly comedic dramatic story about 2 friends. On the fictional island of Inisherin, Gleeson's character Colm, an amateur musician, has decided he no longer wants to be friends with Farrell's character Patrick, a local farmer, and Patrick is trying to figure out why. That's it. That's the plot. I don't want to tell you more again because of spoilers, but the supporting cast includes an incredible lineup of Irish talent with Kerry Condon, Sheila Flitton, and a standout supporting role by Barry Keoghan. This small, quiet film packs one hell of an emotional punch, and there are some great laughs throughout, mostly coming from the adorable little donkey that Patrick owns. Although I will warn you, this is not a comedy. Do not go into it expecting a belly laugh a minute. Of all the films I've seen this year, Banshees really utilises the quiet more than any others, although there is one honourable mention that may rival this for a different reason. With a perfectly written script and sublime performances, the Banshees of Inisherin takes the number 2 spot. Speaking of honourable mentions, it's time for the honourable mentions. Due to this being a top 5 list rather than a top 10, an awful lot of films I saw last year just didn't quite make the cut, and a number of older releases that don't actually qualify for this list are also going to be on there. So in no particular order, here are my honourable mentions. The Batman. This is an incredible return to form for The Dark Knight. Robert Pattinson is an incredible choice for Bruce Wayne, and I cannot wait to see more in this world. In Bruges. I can't believe it took me until last year to see this film. Definitely the funniest film I saw last year. With this and Banshees, it really shows off the acting prowess of both Farrell and Gleeson. The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society. Winning the award for weirdest title, this 2018 film tells a really bizarre true story. The Woman King. Another film based on true events, The Woman King is an incredible female-led film with career best performances from Viola Davis, Lashana Lynch and John Boyega. See How They Run. A fun whodunit with a fantastic cast. Although the plot may be lacking in some respects, the performances more than make up for it. Prey. Probably the biggest surprise of the year, completely reinventing the Predator premise and breathing new life into a dying franchise. Hustle. Adam Sandler once again proving that he's a fantastic actor, and also showing that the best athletes turned actors are somehow always basketball players. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Weirdly, this is probably my favourite Disney film of the year. A fun twist on the animated genre with some great jokes in there as well. Night of the Coconut. I'm pretty sure none of you will have heard of this, but it's a feature-length film released on Nebula by one of my favourite YouTube creators. Go and check out Patrick H. Willems after this video. Top Gun. Pure 80s camp. I absolutely adored this film even if they used Take My Breath Away 4 times throughout the film. Tick Tick Boom. The only musical to appear, this directorial debut by Lin-Manuel Miranda is great and has a career best performance from Andrew Garfield as well. All Quiet on the Western Front. The most difficult omission for me to make this year. I did mention that Banshees uses silence incredibly well. All Quiet on the Western Front absolutely perfects it. An incredibly powerful film with amazing performances from everyone involved. If you are going to watch this, I do implore for you to watch it in German, which is the way it's meant to be viewed, although I am sure I'm going to hell for putting Jackass Forever above this. Everything Everywhere All at Once is perfect. There, that's all you need to know about this film. Alright, fine, I'll elaborate. This film is maximalist cinema at its best. With a plot and visuals that lesser directors would drown in, the Daniels have utilised their experience directing music videos to help elevate this film. Despite all the fancy visuals and bizarre themes, the core of the story is family and love. If you told me last January that a film where Jamie Lee Curtis has hot dog fingers in one scene would almost make me cry, I would have burst out laughing, but goddamn does that hot dog finger scene have some emotional weight to it. And it's not even the most emotional scene in the film, that's one with some rocks. With the film taking place in 3 parts, everything, everywhere, all at once, building over the space of 2 hours and 19 minutes, intertwining hundreds of different story threads, yet never actually losing sight of the overarching plot, I have to commend the filmmakers for this. Michelle Yeoh, Stephanie Hsu, and Ki Hugh Kwan are all spectacular. I'm really sorry about any pronunciation mistakes I've made there. This bonkers film is definitively the best piece of cinema of the year. Yes! I did it! Come on! So that's it, that's my list. But wait, there's more. I do have one honourable mention. It's not really a film or a movie, so I don't really have like a place to put it in the list, but instead it's a recording of a one-woman show. The National Theatre's Prima Facie, starring Jodie Comer, is the best piece of art I saw in the whole of 2022. I highly recommend you go and watch this. There are occasionally screenings in cinemas across the UK, but if you can't find it there, it'll be on the National Theatre website available for you to watch. It's an incredible dissection of the UK's legal system surrounding sexual assault and is the best piece of acting I've seen from anyone in a while. Okay, I promise I am actually done now. I will say this isn't going to be the start of like regular uploads or weekly videos. I'm definitely not going to be doing that. But I will say I really did enjoy doing my top 10 songs of the year list, and I just really wanted to make another video. Just thank you everyone for your feedback as well on that video. It was great to hear people not only watched it, but also just really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it, and I'm happy that you also liked it. But as I said, this won't be like regular uploads, but I do want to make at least 1 or 2 other videos this year. I do have a couple of ideas, so all I can say is keep your eyes peeled. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.